You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football need. Your football need. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. Sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. Your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy.
Welcome. Another bumper episode. This one's like a party. This is probably the biggest one I've hosted, like when it comes to numbers. Before we go ahead and I introduce my guest, let me just quick admin here. Like, share, subscribe. Footy Fantasy on YouTube, Twitter, Footy 80 Fantasy. After this one, we're going to do a lot of World Cup content. We'll try to give you guys different type of content now that the European soccer season or football season has wrapped up. Our wonderful team music was by a friend of the show, Soji, goes by SJ Music. Like, share, subscribe. We have a bumper episode today, and I'll introduce everybody. I'll start with the champions of England, who just popped on. Henry, thanks for coming on. Last minute sub, as always. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
The second champions of England, but still hasn't won the European trophy yet. Still my friend, don't worry. Ovi, my good friend, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Okay. Ovi, you should have celebrated last week. Remember you told me you're waiting for this one. You should have started celebrating last week. You didn't have to wait for this one. That did not happen. European champion also in the house. Let's not forget Europa League champion. So serious. Thanks for coming on. It's been a while.
Afternoon. Thank you all for having me back.
Okay. The only treble winners in England. We have to put some respect on our names. Chidi, thanks for joining.
Appreciate it.
Say peace of the world to everybody. Okay. You just choosing peace. I'm choosing violence. I'm sorry, guys. This episode, I'm choosing violence. Anybody can choose peace. I am choosing violence today, specifically just for today. And Ola, European royalty, 20 times champion like us. I don't remember how many times they won it. I don't remember. You're showing something, I don't know.
For people who are not watching, I am holding a T-shirt that says 6 times European champions. So don't let them forget. Don't let them forget European royalty. Thank you for having me.
You guys will make good history.
Asha, Chelsea fan says you never sing that. Champions of Europe, you never sing that. I don't know who he's talking to. He's just put that there. Anyone that wants to respond, I know it's definitely not me. I know that doesn't apply to me. Okay, let's dive into the topic of today. So this, to be very clear, this title was a clickbait. I didn't pause because I noticed that we have to start putting clickbait titles. We can't just be too nerdy every time. So the title says, "Did Arsenal choke or was PSG too good?" Because that's not how the game was. It's a clickbait. I already see Obi's face. Obi's face is changing when he sees that.
No,
Obi, let's see you came on first. I mean, what are your thoughts about the game? How it went? Arsenal won, PSG won.
I don't tend to watch games much on Saturdays because I play my own soccer. So, but I was able to watch this game. I made sure I said from the beginning all the way to the very end. It was. I'm proud of the boys. Nothing but respect for the whole team. I can't fault anything they did yesterday. Down to penalties, losing 4-3. That's anybody's game. That's nothing to be ashamed of. People can complain about stuff like ball position and all that, but we limited them to very little chances. And if not for a penalty, I honestly believe Arsenal would have won 1-0. it was that safe, I think, for a team that's supposed to be facing the best attacking team in the world. I wasn't bothered much, and I just knowing the kind of people that I work in Arsenal right now, Arteta and his coaching crew, those guys are mad enough that I see them again next year in this position trying to win the Champions League. So I'm not worried. They've proven over the last few years that they are a dedicated bunch. They learn from their mistakes and they always want to improve the team. So I'm actually full of respect. It's painful to lose in that manner, for sure. If we are lost 3-0, I'll be like, oh yeah, they're the better team, fine. But to lose where it gets to a point where anybody can win it, it's definitely painful. But still, nothing but respect for the team. We tried it, we scored an early goal, we defended well. It wasn't to be, they scored their goal back, and we held them till penalties. So there's nothing. People can talk about possession. If you're passing the same people that talk about possession now are the same people that were bashing us when I say talk about possession and not win games. So what's the point? There's nothing. I wasn't threatened in that game. They had possession, they played better. I was like, but Arsenal defended like a unit, and there was nothing I could complain about. I thought didn't have any Pep Galaxy brain moment doing funny things. He did. He chose a good team and brought on the right subs. So I can't complain about anything. We're limited with some injuries, people like Timber and so. But at the end of the day, they played well. Great season. We could have won more trophies. It's fine. It's learning curve. We try again next season. We are a very good team. Nothing but happiness. And I know the streets of London are feeling that happiness today. So kudos to those who could make it to London. Kudos to those who are celebrating elsewhere in the world. It's a fantastic time to be a Gunner. It will get better. We will get stronger, and keep it up. Keep it up.
Pastor Obi, you are here delivering sermon. Positive sermon. No, not Pastor Obi. You sound like what's the guy? What's the guy that does Steve Bartlett? You know, all this positive podcast, positive mindset. So, okay.
Well, it's how I'm feeling.
Fair enough. You've had a great season. Fair enough. Harry, the other Arsenal fan. Let's go tactical. You know. Did you like the approach? You know, whatever you want to go. I would like to talk about the approach.
I'll go just overall. I think at the beginning of this season, I'm glad Ovi was here and they had asked me in the all Arsenal board, what was my expectation for this season? We talked about this, I don't know, last week. I was like, one major trophy, one minor trophy. So on that front, I think, I definitely give Arsenal probably like 80%. They won one major trophy, which is the league. I felt like yesterday's game they could have easily won, but there were a lot of things that they did wrong. But yesterday's game for Arsenal was you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. We attack, they can murder us, right? We don't attack, and we play the way we played yesterday. We bend, but we don't break. But we'll still catch flag from everybody that, hey, you guys just decided not to come out to play football. But in saying that, there were a few things we did fundamentally wrong. But I'm not too surprised because that's what we've seen the entire season, right? It almost feels like we sacrificed our offensive firepower to rely solely on our defense, right? So it's we've won on one hand, in the league format, but it hasn't benefited us in a format like this. I felt like yesterday was a game for him to sort of like like just take off the handbrake a little bit, let them play. I mean, we were not the favorites. Let's not act like we were the favorites. We were not the favorites. There are probably 60-40 favorites, right? PSG, even maybe higher, maybe 70-30. But in saying that, I just felt like we became too passive after scoring, right? That early goal was a gift and a curse. We became too passive. PSG controlled a lot of the territory and the possessions. Kind of expected. The penalty concession in and of itself also changed the complexity of the match. Otherwise, without that penalty, I could see us now sneaking away with that 1-0 because the defense held up. Everyone said, hey, they were going to batter you. It was going to be almost like the game against Bayern, where but that didn't happen, right? The main thing is we lacked an attacking threat. in the second half and also in the extra time. I felt like if we had an outlet or a better outlet, and there was a way where we could catch them on a really good counter, it would have been beneficial for us. But overall, the penalty should have favored PSG as a whole. Our penalty takers were totally off. Even the takers, right? The people that would traditionally take a lot of our kicks for us, we already substituted them, right? Otherwise, there's no way Gabriel will be first five taking penalty. Even Eze, right? I don't think he has always been someone that will take penalties for us. But overall, they give a good account of themselves. I'm not gonna lie, because again, a lot of us yesterday. I know all of you on this podcast were coming for our head. Like you probably thought it was gonna be like 4-0, 5-0. But that's not what it is, right? Arsenal built their season on their defense this year, and we've won the league based off of that. We didn't come on victorious, but it's something they can build up on going forward. So that's all I have to say. Painful, extremely painful, because it's almost like seeing the promised land and not get it's really painful. Like I wonder. I'm actually probably gonna say this is probably even more painful than the Barcelona one, right? Because you could, in my own opinion, because you almost feel like you could taste it, like it was there for the taking, and it was going to be an ugly win for us. But who cares? Who cares, right? We've learned how to win ugly. I remember saying that was the next thing we needed to do. So now they need to just build on this, right? They can go strengthen, especially in the key areas, and hopefully we can push on for more titles. But next day is going to be a lot of chefs, so good luck to us.
Okay, appreciate it. Serious, from your own point of view, I think the Arsenal fans have to be positive. That's what they have to do. I know Henry usually is very balanced, to be fair to Henry, but from your outside as a European trophy winner, what are your thoughts about that thing and the approach?
Well, I hate to start on the negative, but
go for it. Balance. We're good for balance. Go for it.
Again, like I said, Tuesday for me is an international day of mourning for my Arsenal brethren that they could not bring in the trophy. So I will be wearing sackcloth with the ashes on my head, just weeping and mourning and gnashing. I'll rip everything off. Arteta, his lineup from minute 0 to minute 120 played it perfectly. But the thing is, around like the 90, like around the before they went into extra time, you could see that he was playing for penalties. He was not going for it. If that is the case, have your penalty takers lined up. And the fact that Madueke, who, if I remember correctly, when he was still with Chelsea last year, fought with Palmer to take a penalty. And all of a sudden, this man, as we say in Ghana, he got mumu. He wouldn't say a word. The man became a ghost. And all of a sudden, you have Gabriel, a man not known for his shooting skills, a man known more for his aerial and defensive abilities, somehow was lining up to take the shot. And I don't fault Gabriel. To me, if you're stepping up to take the penalty, I applaud you, because it means you've got the cojones, in the moment that matters.
Yeah.
That Madueke was nowhere to be seen. And the other players that I was kind of curious as to why are you going to him first, because I've never really seen him with any kind of shooting skills. So I was like, Arteta, you've made one mistake. This entire, you've played it perfectly. I don't support haram ball. You played haram ball from minute 5 all the way to minute 120, which, God bless him for choosing that. Go for it. But if you're going to play haram ball, you have to have the end game as well lined up. And that's another thing that, with him and Simone, they have the same problem, is that end goal, they always lose that focus, that last part, that the closing part. They can never seem to close because they always take their eye off the ball when it's the critically important. So Arsenal, I'm sorry that it happened to you, but it's your own fault. If you're going to play for penalties, have people ready to take the penalty. And we'll go again next year. Good luck to you guys next year, but it may not come to you. It may go to a former, European Cup winner that may take it again next year. So,
two-time winner.
Sorry if I don't know, I just want to say something just to respond to what I said. It doesn't matter. Once it gets to penalty shootout, if Arsenal had lost 4-1 on penalty shootout, I understand that. At some point, somebody's going to miss a penalty. It doesn't matter who it is. It can be Saka, it can be Havertz, it can be Gyökeres, it can be anybody. Somebody missed. So all this talk of, oh, Gabriel put up his hand. Gaffer, I want to play the fifth penalty. He said, sure, you've been good for us. You've been great for us all season. You are feeling that confident. Go ahead and play it. He missed it. Life happens. They will learn. They will be better. There's nothing. Anybody who's trying to say anything otherwise about, oh, it's a penalty shootout. Somebody is going to lose. It's not.
Can I put my finger up?
Yeah, sure.
Yep. Sorry, Ayo. It's the penalty part I want to talk about. Penalties.
Okay,
Penalties. Yes, anybody can miss penalties, but you can maximize the situation. I'll give you an example. And this is why they say the top coaches, Arteta is getting there, but the top coaches, they will tell you the smallest details matters. Now, of course, you won't watch this documentary on Netflix because it's about Liverpool. Liverpool winning Istanbul against AC Milan. We all know the comeback. But even me, I was shocked when I was watching the documentary how detailed Benitez was about penalty shootouts. Number one, he told Xabi Alonso, who had never taken penalties, to take the penalty during regular time. The first penalty that tied the game 3-3. And the reason was he had observed Alonso in training. He had seen that this guy is good at striking the ball. Alonso had never taken a penalty in his career. And he actually missed it, but he scored the rebound. But Benitez had a reason for telling Alonso to take that penalty because he didn't want Gerrard to take it. Because his first thought when he came to Liverpool was, Gerrard is too emotional. Steven Gerrard is too emotional. So he didn't let Gerrard take that penalty to tie the game. Even though Gerrard won that penalty, he didn't let Gerrard take it. He said Gerrard is too emotional. Now, when we got to the penalty shootout, he told our goalkeeper, he said, divide the goal into 6 squares. He told him the highest percentage of where each player was going to take the penalty. So for Andrei Shevchenko, he said, Shevchenko likes going to the bottom left or bottom right. The highest percentage is either it goes bottom left or bottom right. These are these small details in penalty shootouts. Benitez was so obsessed with even the smallest details like that. Now, you're right. Anybody can miss penalty, but you can maximize situation. Where I'm going is Gabriel should never be in a situation to take the most high-pressure penalty, the 5th penalty. He should never be in that situation. Even if he puts his hands up, Arteta should tell him, guy, put your hand down. Go and play the 2nd one or 3rd one. Not the 5th one. No, not the 5th one. So it's all part of learning process. It's all part of learning process. You maximize the situation. Yeah, a bit of luck is involved. Sometimes you might take a good penalty and it will hit the post and come back. Or sometimes you hit the post and go in. So a bit of luck is involved, but you have to maximize that potential of you winning it. And Gabriel on the 5th, on the 5th one, no. That's too much pressure on that guy. I don't even blame him for missing because I agree with Osarius. If you are stepping up to take a penalty, man, that means you have, especially the most high pressure penalty, that if you miss that one, that's the end. Man, I respect him, but I don't think the coach should have let him go in that situation.
100%
He's not the best person for that situation.
100% agree. This is all on coaching.
Right?
Yeah,
that's the fair point because he missed it, right? If he had scored it, all this stuff.
Yeah, but he didn't score it. So that's the thing. He didn't score it. He didn't score it. So that's why we're talking about it. He didn't score it.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that I did the right thing. That's not. It's a penalty shootout. Somebody somewhere is going to lose. All this talk of saying being detailed, that is exactly what they're doing. You saw when they took Roy apart and they told him everybody does it. It's not like as if it's just Gyökeres has played 5 penalties for Arsenal this season. He has played 4 to the bottom left. This one he played to the bottom right. People will change. People know that they're analyzing them too. It happens. I cannot fault you for losing a penalty shootout 4-3. I just can't do that. On any level, or any stage, I don't care. I cannot. If you lost 4-1, I can say, okay, you did not prepare for this. But you lost 4-3. Somebody has to lose. Is somebody even if someone else has played it and scored, when they got to Gabriel's turn at number 8, he could have still missed. I could have still lost. So
the 5th penalty is always the most important. The 5th penalty, everybody knows. The 5th penalty, you try to put your best taker on that. And Gabriel is nowhere near the best taker. But
so the flaw with that is sometimes the 5th person doesn't play because others have missed before.
Yeah, so that's the gamble. That's the gamble.
So you have said the word. It's a gamble. So in the
It's a gamble, but you can still
somebody
maximize
agree-
it. So that's what I'm saying. Anybody can miss it, but you can still
Yeah.
maximize that situation. You can minimize the probability. So it's all probability. It's trying to minimize the probability of missing. It's not that you eliminate the probability. You try to minimize it by not putting a center back on the fifth penalty. Let me not derail the conversation anyway. Arsenal played well. To be honest, Arsenal did well. Arsenal, in my opinion, sorry, I'll just wrap up, but I'm not going to talk again. I'm with Henry. I don't, all the people that are saying, oh, 25% possession, who cares? I mean, anybody can win the cup ugly. Liverpool, even that Istanbul, we played ugly. We equalized and then we defended for our lives. We packed the bus after 3-3. So anybody can win a cup ugly. I'm not even about all those 25%. That's not my business. As long as you won, you won. If you won, you won. So, but the thing is, the smallest details can actually cost a big consequence. So I just think Gabriel should not have been on the fifth. That's just it. He could have maybe been on the second, on the third, but that fifth one, the pressure was so high, even for players who are very good at penalties, taking that kind of penalty is so high pressure. It's so high pressure taking that last one. Like, you know that if you miss it, that's it. I just felt he shouldn't have been on that. But anyway,
Yeah, but
it has happened.
yeah,
It has
the
happened.
thing about it's not like as if the way I understand penalty shootout, it's not like as if they say, oh, you go, you go, you go. They list out the five, they list out the order, and they go. So it could have been that he was not playing to keep us in the game. It just at the end of the day, anybody can point to Gabriel. At this point, like I said, I just feel I've seen top players miss the fifth one. I've seen top players who have been scheduled to be fifth not even get to play because other players have missed before them and they didn't get a chance to play. So at the end of the day, if you are losing 4-3 on penalty shootout, I cannot fault anything you're doing.
It's still a loss. It's still a loss. It's still a loss. 4-3, 4-1. It's a loss.
No. What I'm saying is, at that point, and at that point, even if, like I said, even if he didn't play the fifth one and he played the sixth one, he could have still missed and we could have still lost.
Okay,
Somebody
I'm
has
going to
to
move us
lose
on.
somewhere in between the two teams, right?
I'm going to move us on. Let me get to Judy. You know,
So that's not
Judy,
where I am.
22 minutes. Judy hasn't said anything. Judy, what are your thoughts about?
I mean, I think everybody's pretty much set the points here, but only thing I just want to point out, I mean, for one, me, I hate that term harambol. I hate all that stuff when people make their comments. Because one is if you actually play the game and play like an organized game, you realize that it actually takes more effort to defend.
Mhm.
I can put money on it. I don't know if someone is checking the data or checking the stats, but like I don't think anybody put in more miles yesterday than a Declan Rice. Like somebody that just running around that field, like just movement alone. So again, I want to take my hat off for Arsenal, the fact that the level of discipline I saw yesterday for literally 120 minutes, like pretty much nullified PSG, if you ask my own personal opinion. They mostly had half chances, if I'm being very honest about the whole thing. I think Arteta got his situation spot on in terms of his subs, in terms of his setup, and in terms of the way the entire team was set up, essentially defensively for that whole 90 minutes. I think somebody also made a comment about all that maybe Arteta should have taken a chance or spread their wings. That would have been a terrible idea. I can say that for free. That would have been a proper disaster waiting to happen. Why do I say that? It's because PSG is literally the only team that nobody passes out that back line consistently, passes out of their press without getting in trouble. They play that total football where is that you can find the Hakimi in the number 10 position. You can find a Mendes playing as a striker. You can have the way the press is. Literally, even Barcelona, I remember that nobody breaks out of that press. When people say PSG has a vulnerable defense and whatnot, they're only vulnerable when you decide to play that open game with them. We saw how that happened with Bayern Munich. We saw that happen in that first leg against Bayern Munich, and we saw how many goals came in on both sides. If you're willing, and again, if not only if you're willing to play that open game, you have to be able to play that open game and whatnot, meaning that you have to have people very comfortable with pace to be able to get that ball out of the back very quickly and play that transition back-to-back game with them. Arsenal cannot do it. I've watched Arsenal enough. I'm a Man U fan, but I've watched Arsenal enough this season to say for free,
For the
and this
past
is
2
no
years.
disrespect and whatnot. Arsenal cannot do
Well,
it.
back to yours.
Arteta got everything spot on. He knew exactly what he needed to do. They had no business trying to play open game with those guys, none whatsoever. And it took them more effort to play what they did yesterday, and they were disciplined for 120 minutes. And that's all I can add to whatever everyone has said.
Yeah, and just to add to that, before I go to comments, then we'll move on to our Liverpool chat real quick. All I'll give his thoughts. Last week I had said in the comments, I wasn't on the show. I think who was the host? Ogakwana was the host, and I put in the comment. I was like, "Hey, I think Mosquera is going to struggle against Kvaratskhelia," because I was assuming I thought I was going to be like, you know what, we've won a trophy, let's go for it. I didn't expect yesterday's I didn't expect. I thought I was going to go for it. Like, oh, we won a trophy. Like this is like a bonus. That was going to
define go for it. What does go for it
mean?
mean?
Go for it means like not as defensive. Like yes, they were playing back five. Most times they were back five. I thought so, and I was wrong. I thought that was what I was going to do because they had won. I thought it was the other way around. If they somehow like lost the EPL, they were going to be like play what they played yesterday. That was what I thought, but I was wrong. And this is the reason why I said in the comment last week was like, Mosquera is not a right back. I've seen this so many times. He's a good center back. Good. But in the right back against Kvaratskhelia, he's going to struggle. But that's why they will double up on him, right? So
Calafiori is the only Calafiori is the only fullback that they have in the team. They've always used centre backs to play as fullbacks. That's all they're doing. Timber is a Timber's a centre back.
I know, but Ali knows how to play right back. I guess that's my point. I mean, he's been playing right back like 2 years now. I think
this is the word got injured, right? And
no. I know. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying the hand that he has been dealt, he's going to have to play Mosquera there. He doesn't have a choice. But I knew that if he made the game open, Kvaratskhelia would have destroyed Mosquera. He would have. Yeah. It was very clear. And you could see the only time he went past him caused the penalty, right? And I just wanted to bring that point up because I remember when I said it last week. People like Toby and other Arsenal fans. Oh, you don't watch Arsenal?
No. I don't think there's any other fan who wasn't worried about that matchup. Everybody.
No, you were not here last week. I promise you. Last week they shut down my comment. Like, oh, you don't watch Arsenal?
Yeah, but
you don't watch. Yeah.
In all the groups, everybody has been talking about that matchup since.
Correct.
We were playing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was surprised when it sounded like I was making like a off comment completely. I was like,
he's not a right back, so there's no way
it's not like exactly
one of the best wingers in the world or best left forwards in the world. He's going to struggle. So that's why Saka was always back there to help him. Saliba was always close to him. Rice was always there because they want to isolate him one-on-one.
Correct, absolutely. So you guys have said everything. There's nothing for me to add anything else. I'll just go through comments, then we'll move on. Oh, Asha says Premier League is not UEFA. I think this was it Asha that said that song. Asha, you can't choke with one shot on goal over 120 minutes. ESPN. 60 million striker is not an outlet. Lowest possession by a team in this year, but we deserve it. Okay, well, I'm loving the excuses. I'm going to say this though. I'm going to say this. If this was Manchester United that played the final with 20-something% possession and lost the final. If we keep with this kind of excuses, nobody will listen to us. I'm just saying. I'm putting that out there, but we keep it moving. Don't respond to me. I just want to put that out there. Kaiser says stage fright is real when it shoots out. I don't blame Madueke. Cruz declined shoot a penalty in 2012 final, okay, which was the reason he got sold. Arsenal better shooters were tired and subbed earlier. Interesting. I didn't know that's why they sold him. I thought that's very interesting. That's a weird reason to sell a player. I don't think I agree with that. Harry, relax.
No, I just want to say one. You remember me? I'm leaving now. I just want to say.
Okay, that's true. Yes, yeah.
Okay, just one more thing. Funny enough, yesterday I actually saw Mosquera play really, really great. Like I prefer Mosquera playing as a center back. I felt like he kept him quiet yesterday. Like, no, he did keep him quiet.
No, him. That's why.
I
disagree with that.
I've not seen him do as well. Remember, we had myself and Ovi. We are the ones that watch this guy week in, week out, right? Obviously, the doubling helped, right? But it's in my own opinion, he had one of his best performances, minus the penalty. He had one of his best performances, and then lastly. It's not a lot of teams right now in the world that can go toe to toe with PSG. So even with the statements we all make and with this Arsenal, probably only maybe Bayern can go toe to toe with them. Which is why the game they played, we were also like, wow, this is a crazy game. We love that game. It's not a lot of teams that can go to toe to toe with PSG. I just hope my hope though going forward is teams will learn how to, sort of play them. I know they're going to probably lose a few of their players, but they can't because easily I could see that team go 3P easily. So yeah, thanks again, guys. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Henry.
Well,
Oluyemi says,
let's not forget that Chelsea, champions of the world, did take it to PSG, so there is a formula to beat them. Just credit to our Chelsea friends who can be here.
Precision friendly.
Oh, Jesus, no.
Yemi said Benitez was known to be mad scientist, to be fair. Overnight sometimes, but tactically it was good. Asha says, case in point, the fifth penalty taker, Chelsea versus Bayern, was Drogba. He could have gone second, third, or fourth. Kaiser says, wow, Kaiser has started giving us his Dio. We know you're an encyclopedia. Wow. 1997, you're fucking final. Schalke and Inter. Lehmann relied on prior video analysis, which indicated that when Ivan Zamora took a long run, Lehmann saved it. Okay, Dio, we trust you for your encyclopedia examples. Peter says they practice for A. Recallizer 3000. I guess Peter is trolling. Bucci says quadruple. Laugh, laugh, laugh. Yeah. I know you were joking, but Ovi was talking about quadruple. Ovi, I remember you were talking about quadruple earlier. But you were joking. I know you were joking when you said it. Earlier,
Piers Morgan was not joking, though. Piers Morgan was not joking.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, you can dream. Nobody has done it, though. Not this team, though. The best takers might not be on the field at the time. Was Shutaji in Chelsea put John Terry centre back on fifth penalty Moscow. Was it one of their best penalty takers?
It wasn't fifth. He didn't take the. Was it the fifth? It
was the fifth. It was the last one.
Oh yeah, he missed it. Yeah. It slipped.
Actually, you're right. No. No, he's right. You're right. Ola's right. It wasn't the fifth. Remember, it went to.
Yeah.
It went sudden death. Yeah,
it was sudden death.
It was sudden death. You're right.
It was sudden death. It wasn't the fifth, and he even slipped. It's not like.
No. Actually, I take that back. He was the fifth because that's the that would have won it. So he slipped. Then it went to sudden death. Then Anelka
sure?
missed.
Okay.
Yes, Anelka missed
anyway.
He
slipped.
I know this. I remember this like yesterday. Anelka missed the sudden death. My brothers are loving God in heaven. They want Arsenal to win Champions League. Arsenal chance to win the game, to be fair. And just enough, it was PSG's trophy by ordination. Okay, enough of the Arsenal chat. Let's talk about Slot. Ola came here to talk about his favorite bad manager. So this one wasn't the topic. It was like last minute. We call it emergency topic. Slot being fired. Ola, what's your reaction? I'm sad. I can tell you quickly now. That's
why I'm wearing black.
I'm very sad. I wish they kept him.
I'm wearing black on behalf of all the rival fans who are mourning the departure of Slot. Because that's when you know a coach is doing bad. When United, Chelsea, Arsenal fans are saying, please don't sack this guy. That's when you know your coach is doing bad. you know your coach is not doing a good job. When other rival fans are like, oh, please, this guy must stay forever. So I'm wearing black on behalf of all of these rival fans who are very sad that Slot has left. I'm not sad. I'm not sad at all. I appreciate what he did for us. He brought us number 20. Winning a league title is not easy. I'm of the strong opinion that he deserves credit for it. I know there are many Liverpool fans who just say, oh, that's Klopp's team. He won it with Klopp's team. He doesn't deserve any credit. I'm totally against that. If you win a league title, all credit to you. So I give him all credit for that. And he did some tweaks for that title winning. He moved Gravenberch to defensive midfield, which Klopp had not done. He got the best out of Konate. Konate was getting benched the final season before Klopp left. And basically, Slot put him back in the team, got the best out of him. He helps Salah get one of his all-time best seasons. And even though we know that Salah was fantastic, but Salah was not tracking back. So Slot helped him because he put Szoboszlai there to do all the running on that side. Szoboszlai was one running all the way to the back, winning ball. So he did a few things that helped him to win the title. So I'm not going to take credit for him from that. I really disagree with people who try to say, oh, he fluked it. Nobody flukes a league win, 38-game season. I give him credit for that. But this season I just finished, unacceptable. We lost 20 times. That's 20. Not even 10. Not even 12. We lost 20 games. We finished on 60 points. 60 points won't even get you top 4. But we only got lucky because, like Arsenal them would say, Arsenal got us the 5th Champions League spot. That's what they've all been telling us, even though that's not true, because all of us contributed to the coefficient. But Arsenal fans will say, yeah, we got them the 5th spot.
You say
so that's how we got into Champions League.
You lost 20
we wouldn't
games?
be in Champions League if there was no 5th spot, because we finished on 60 points. Unacceptable. So now there are some factors. I wouldn't say it's all on the coach. I'll say there's some parts on the sporting director. They didn't get him maybe the best. We wasted a lot of money. Let's not lie. We spent a lot of money and we didn't improve the squad because we let some players go. Now, we don't know how much impact Jota's death also played on it. Some of the players are coming out now saying they didn't even want to train. So all of that is there, but it's still unacceptable. 20 defeats in one season. Man, that's a lot. That's too many L's, man. Constipation of L's, man. Constipation of L's, where we got too much breakfast served throughout the season. So the reason why I'm fine with him going now, which was a surprise, I thought maybe they'll give him the start of, I thought they'll do what they did to Rogers. So this is what they did to Rogers. Rogers should have left at the end of 2014-15. But they gave him some money. They said, okay, let's see whether you can still manage. And then after like 8 games, they were like, this going nowhere. They sacked him, they got him Klopp. So I thought that's what they would do for Slot. I thought maybe they would just buy him some players, see, maybe, because he was in his final year. You see, he had a 3-year contract. So this was his final, he was going into his final year. So I was thinking, okay, maybe they want to see, can we try and get him some players and see how it goes? But obviously, they just felt it was so much. It's not even about the results only. The performances were really bad. Let me give you one stat that sums it up. I didn't lose faith in this guy until when we played Spurs. I was already shaky. I was like, maybe in all out, maybe let's keep him. Then we played Spurs. Mind you, Spurs under that guy had lost all their games. What's his name? Tudor. Tudor. And then Spurs came and got a point at Anfield. Spurs that everybody was smashing. 3-0, smashing left and right. Spurs came, and it was not a surprise. They actually deserved that point. That's when I lost it. That's when I lost faith in him. I was like, man, this guy has to go. Like, how can everybody else beating Spurs at that time, and this guy, we managed to dash them a point. And the football was bad. The football was really bad. This is the biggest problem. We can deal with it. Like, Arsenal fans will know too. Like, you can deal with it if the football is bad, but you're winning. Yeah, who cares? I mean, you don't have to play exciting football. There's no law that says you have to play exciting football all the time. But the football was bad and the results were bad.
That's not law. I'm just saying. I remember
that combination cannot work, sir. Football is bad and the results are bad. The football was slow. The players were lacking. We were outrun by 17 teams this season. This doesn't happen normally. Even when we were playing under Benitez, Ulie, our football was not fantastic. But then we're not outworked. We're not outfought, outran. Teams were outrunning us. Chelsea, well, the only team Chelsea outran this season. I mean, up to that point. Chelsea came to Anfield, outran us, outworked us. They should have even beaten us. That's how bad it was. So, in long story short, he deserved to go. Now, the point is who replaces him. So, Ayo will know, I think a few weeks ago, we were talking about Arsenal. This was when we were thinking Arsenal were going to bottle the league. We're saying, okay, who will replace Arteta? This is not just us. Like, I mean, Arsenal fans were talking about it. We were discussing in the group. And I said, Iraola. I mentioned Iraola at that time. Like, that was like 6 weeks ago. I was saying, man, I don't think Iraola is going to do a bad job stepping up. Now, I know people who have views against that because he has not managed at a big club. But there are many examples of coaches who don't manage at a big club. And then they step it up. Klopp went from Mainz to Dortmund. He didn't win anything with Mainz. They even got relegated the season they hired him. And he went to Dortmund, won the league. Company got relegated with Burnley. And then Bayern Munich took him. I look at him, his flexing muscles there. We have numerous examples. And even Enrique that we're lauding now. Enrique never really did a great job before he got the Barcelona job. He was in Celta Vigo 9 months. He got them to 9th. He didn't win anything, but then he got a chance. So for me, I believe coaches should deserve a chance to scale up. Now, it doesn't work all the time. It's a gamble. It's still a gamble. Even the big name is a gamble. Any coaching appointment is a gamble. But for me, Iraola, I like his kind of football. It's high intensity. They would have been in the Champions League. It's because actually they screwed themselves up. If they are not beating City, I think Bournemouth would be in the Champions League now, because they drew with City. Sorry, if they are not drawn with City, they drew with City, and that's why City didn't put out a good team in the final game. So basically, if City had beaten Villa and Villa finished fifth, Bournemouth would have been in the Champions League now. That's how good a job Iraola has done. They have been unbeaten since January. Bournemouth have been unbeaten since January. They would have been in the Champions League now if they finished sixth and Villa finished fifth. Osiris, it's your team would have gotten Bournemouth in the Champions League. So that's how good a job this guy has done. And don't forget, he lost Semenyo. He lost players last summer. He lost Semenyo in January. This team that you built are not full of superstars, and he got them this high. So main thing is I'm not displeased with this Iraola link. Many people are saying, oh, he has not won anything. He has been coaching a small club. Yeah, he deserves a chance. Even after maybe 2 years, if he doesn't do the job, then kick him out. Get another person in. But Slot, he had to go. Slot had to go. Sorry, guys, he had to go. Sorry for you guys. I know you guys are feeling sad, but Slot had to go. Sorry.
I mean, if I can jump in real quickly, I think, you're going down a path that always makes me a little bit concerned. Because look at Spurs. I get it that the last 2 seasons were rough with, the Postecoglou thing. I mean, Postecoglou got them a trophy, and then all of a sudden they could never come back. But I had a feeling that he was going to work out of that, that whole storm. And I think firing managers like this, like every 2 seasons, getting a new manager, that is not how you build successful teams. I think you need a little bit of time. Slot went through something that I've in my living memory, I don't remember a club going through something like that. You come to one of the most successful periods, and then all of a sudden you have this significant tragedy. On top of it, you've sold some of your key players. Because remember, Diaz left. Diaz leaving is something that people don't really talk about. The Diaz was so pivotal to that season. Yeah. And then Jota is the glue player, and then you lose him in such a fashion. Weeks before, not even like, you had a couple of months to mourn, all these things. This was I think it was 3 weeks before training kicked off again. And I get it, they're professionals. They're supposed to compartmentalize all this, but they're also human. Yeah. And the way Slot handled it, good, bad, and different, however you view it, I think he was in a no-win situation. It was one of those things that he couldn't be too hard on the players, but at the same time, he couldn't be too lax with them because, again, they're professionals. And some of the comments he was making in the media, a lot of times, I think we people that are, we speak English or natural English speakers, we may view certain things like, why did he say that? He is a Dutch person. English is not his first language or even his natural language. And I'm not trying to make excuses here, but sometimes you say certain things that I think in translation sounded a bit odd to us, and that he was like, oh, why is that doesn't make any sense. He's talking nonsense, he's chatting rubbish, or he's making excuses. And in context of the whole thing, I was like, I gave him that, I was willing to give him that pass. But at the same time, it was one of those things that if they fired him, I was like, I understand why they're firing him. If they bring him back, makes complete sense. But the way that Liverpool fans are not kind of trying to rewrite history, like, oh, he had lost the training, he lost the room and all these things, I think that is a little bit disingenuous. Mo Salah, to me, is one of the villains in all of this story that we don't talk about. Mo Salah, what he did was unprofessional. And Mo Salah's been doing this for years. And then Liverpool fans will excuse him like, oh, it's Mo, King Mo, all this other stuff. That letter he wrote at the end of the season is one of the most unprofessional things I've ever seen. Now, look, do I like a little bit of nonsense and chaos and, all those kinds of things? Yes, of course. Who doesn't like fuckery? But if he was my teammate, I would have been pissed at him. I was mad that the people were going to like it, all those things, because certain things like that. Mo, you had said that you were leaving. You made it clear this was your last thing. Okay, if you're leaving, thank the fans. Say I wish it had been better, all those things. But then all of a sudden, to write these things and just to at least come out and say it outright. Don't do this thing you do all the time, this double talk and try to be all passive aggressive. Come out, be a man and say, put your name on certain things. And he was being passive aggressive. And again,
he put his name. He didn't. Sorry. Do you know he got suspended earlier in the season when he actually came out and put his name, like he said, on? He actually mentioned Slot's name. He said the manager and I have issues. So he has openly said it. Everybody knows. It's not like he's passively hiding whatever beef. They have beef. Everybody knows.
When he said that was when he got benched, and so he made all those things about that because the fact that the man was playing poorly. But then at the postseason stuff, because if you're leaving, then you've already said it before, like you said, you're basically making my point for me. If you've already said his name, say it again. Don't make all these, these subtle and on the
Yes,
hand.
He was
is
speaking
coming.
for the players. Do you know why? Do you know why I forgive him for that one? He was not just he was speaking for the players and the fans. The first time he threw tantrums, he was speaking for himself. The first time when he said, "Oh, the coach has problems with me. They are benching me. They broke promises to me. Everything was me, me, me." He was just talking about himself. He was throwing tantrums. And do you know why he was throwing tantrums? Because he was being benched. So that one was selfish. But the last one he did, he talked about the club. He talked about the kind of football we love. He talked about the players, what the players love. And that's why so many players agreed with him, because he was speaking for them. The football has been terrible, Osiris. I know you guys don't watch Liverpool that much. This football has been awful. We have been so bad. Even the games we win, there was one time we went unbeaten 11 games. It was the worst unbeaten run. I'm not exaggerating. It's like one of the worst unbeaten runs ever.
I
Like
remember
we
the
were
beginning
so
of the
bad in
season.
our unbeaten run.
And
We
you're
have been
winning
so
by
bad.
you've been like winning last minute, 1 minute goals. But again, Mo Salah does this all the time. He never points to self. He never self-criticizes. He's never self-critical.
I don't know. I know he has an ego. But yeah, I'm not going to put all of this on Mo. Slot also went for Mo.
Slot
Went for him. Slot was like, "Oh, standards are not only set in the gym." Slot was adding to the drama. He was like, "Oh," because Mo was saying, "Oh, the standards have dropped." Yeah, and it's true. The standards have dropped. Slot is always giving them holidays. They'll just go when there's no. Okay, he was complaining. Do you know what? This is the funny thing. When the season was on, he was like, 3 games a season, 3 games a week is too much. 3 games a week, we don't have time to train. Then we got knocked out of Europe. We got knocked out of FA Cup, and then we now had a whole week to train, like Man United, 38 games a season. So they had a whole week to train. So we're like, okay, so we should be better now. We have time now. We have time to train now. And then what does Slot do? He'll give them 2 days off. He'll be like, okay, you guys just go and enjoy yourself for two days on a trip. They'll go to Italy. They'll go to France. They'll come back, and then they'll play rubbish. So the standards are dropped. Mo was right. And then when Mo said that, Slot came back in the press conference and said, "Oh, standards are not only set in the gym." He was taking shots at Mo Salah because Salah is always the first to go to the gym and the last to leave. And he was taking shots at him. So it's not like Slot 2 is innocent in all of this. He's not innocent. The standards dropped. He was also not a good manager. Many players fell out with him. Let me tell you, Curtis Jones was playing well to December. Then something happened in January. This is the theory. Everybody knows something happened between him and Slot. And before you know it, Curtis Jones was on the bench for like 10 games straight. 10 games straight. And meanwhile, McAllister was playing nonsense. All through. Curtis Jones was sitting on the bench every single game. And now Curtis Jones might actually leave Liverpool. The only reason he won't leave now probably is because Slot has been sacked. Because Jones wanted to leave in January. Because Inter Milan came in for him. And this is how Slot fell out with so many players. He kicked out Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a young centre-back. The first game of the season, he said Kwanzaa missed a high ball, and he subbed him at halftime. And the next thing, Kwanzaa never started for us again. Shipped him out. He shipped him out. He's not a good manager. He's a good tactician, but they'll say he's Dutch. Like you are Osiris, you're saying, "Oh, he's Dutch." Yeah, he's Dutch. Just rip out direct. We know Van Gaal, how Van Gaal was. Van Gaal will just say what's on his mind. He doesn't care. That's how Slot is. Slot is not a cuddly, muddly. Mo Salah needed somebody who would tell him, "Salah, you're the best ever." Kiss his ass. And it might be right or wrong, but there's some players you have to do that for. There's some players you have to do that for. Fergie did it for Ronaldo. Fergie made allowances for Ronaldo. There's some players you have to do that for.
Slot did that for him first season, though. So this
he didn't.
We're going in a different direction. But Mo Salah came out and said the reason why he's doing well is because Slot listened to him and he wasn't giving defensive duties so that he can produce. And they were winning there. So, but now that Slot, Mo Salah's performance is dropped considerably. Now we're saying he made accommodation for him when they were winning. I agree that Slot had issues. I think Mo Salah deserves a lot of criticism too for this.
Sorry,
I think so.
Let me just say something. Sorry about all this. Ola, you said something about details and all that. I mean, it would have hurt Salah to wait an extra week before releasing that message.
For what? For what? For the message?
Yes, it could have waited an extra week.
It doesn't matter when he released it, guys. See, everybody has that theory. It doesn't matter. People will still go for him. People will still go. It doesn't matter when he released it. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Part of Salah, because at that point, Liverpool were not confirmed to be in Champions League.
We are qualified. Even how bad we are qualified at that stage. We needed to lose by 6 goals. We needed to lose by 6 goals to be out of Champions League.
What I'm saying is, wait for the season to finish. It's not that hard. Just wait. You're going, right? Him saying the message is saying that, oh, he's speaking for everybody now. They might agree with that. And that's when I actually believed Slot was going to leave, when those people were liking those messages. Because before then, I was like, they probably would give him Liverpool a classic team. They would give him the next season to start off and see how he does before they fire him. But when I saw that the players were liking the message from Salah, I knew that Slot is pretty much done.
I love the dressing room long ago.
Yeah,
See, let's not make it all about Salah. I agree, Salah. I agree with you, Ovi. I agree with you, Ovi. Salah had issues, that he had ego issues, but that does not absolve Slot of being a bad manager. Now, Ayo is saying yes, he made accommodation for Salah last season. That's true. He made accommodation tactically. He made accommodation for him. But then when the issue started this season, Salah was not the main issue. Our defense was the main issue. Our centre back and midfield was so porous. But next thing, Slot started benching Salah as if Salah was the main issue. Salah was not the main issue. We were conceding so many goals.
I believe the beginning of the season, he probably made the same concession for Salah, but Salah's form has now dropped. So he couldn't give you what was giving you last season.
No, that's not what happened.
That doesn't mean it's his fault. I'm just saying he wasn't Salah.
Let me explain what happened at the start of the season. Let me explain what happened.
Up to last season.
Ovi. Salah scored in the first match. Salah scored in the first match. Let me tell you, I'm not absolving Salah's blame. Salah did not perform very well. Sorry, Ayo. I'll just wrap up now. Salah did not play well. That's a fact. He did not play well this season. But the whole team did not play well. Let me tell you, the very first match of this season, we won 4-2 against Bournemouth.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes. We were leading 2-0. Bournemouth came back 2-2. Yeah. And then Salah scored. Let me tell you, Jamie Carragher, I'm not a big fan, but Carragher knows his tactics. That very first match, Carragher was talking to Slot on the pitch that we are too open, no. That this team is too open. He said it in the very first match. Slot laughed it off. Slot laughed it off live on air. He said, no, it's not like that. No, we're not too open. But it was clear in the first match that our midfield and defense was so porous. That was not on Salah. Salah is on the right wing. Our midfield and defense was porous. So Salah did not play well, but the team itself was not set up well. Even from the very first game, it was evident. And we went on from there. We just kept considering. We considered over 70 goals this season. How are you talking about Salah when we are considering over 70 goals?
I don't think
nobody wins anything considering that many goals.
Yes, Salah was not the only problem. But the issue with defense was that there was nobody else to play. So he couldn't bench Van Dijk. There was no other defender you guys had. So he couldn't bench Konate. There was no other defender you guys had. Yeah. So
we had Joe Gomez.
If there were players, he would have benched those guys. If he had bought Gay, he would have benched one of those guys.
Thank you. God bless you. That's where I'm going.
He didn't have those players to bench. So there's nothing to do.
That's where I'm going. I'll wrap up now. Sorry.
No, we have to move on.
Okay. Bucci, I want to shout out Bucci. I want to shout out Bucci because what Ovi said now ties in what Bucci said. Bucci said, why is Michael Edwards not being implicated in this? And that's tying with what Ovi said, because we did not buy a centre back when he needed a centre back. We messed that up. And Edwards and Hughes, FSG, people are always praising them, but these people are useless too. They are useless. Let's not lie. They're also useless. We've sold over 10 players in the last couple of windows, and we never get money for them. Konate is going for free. That's how we keep losing players for free. These people are useless too. So I'm going to rant on that and say FSG out. Okay, not FSG out. Hughes and Edwards out with Slot.
But Hughes is the one bringing in Iraola. You know that, right?
We'll see how it goes. Iraola. We'll see how it goes. I like him. Many people don't. I like him, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, we're going to move on. I'll not during our podcast.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Thank you for having me.
We're going to move on. We don't need to get anybody's opinion. Let's just take comments quickly. For the most part, Arsenal did a good job to minimize the influence of Vitinha and Neves and crowded their wingers for the most part. Dario said Arteta cared more about not losing, not conceding than scoring or winning. Bucci says when you over-celebrate the first trophy before the season properly ends. So they were happy with EPL, which they should have given him on that season, I guess, talking about Slot. I think Slot is the scapegoat for everyone's failure. Edwards Juniors and the rep for jetting just the transfer market. Escapes blame for a huge squad that doesn't look good in hindsight. Yep. They're imbalanced for sure. Why did Edwards not fix central defense? Liverpool went top heavy when they did a midfield upgrade. Agreed. Hated that dot never ignored. Obi, maybe that shows that Salah was speaking on behalf of all the players. He's a leader in dressing room, and players talk to him, which was why Salah spoke.
And yeah, exactly. I said timing is important too. Just wait.
Slot bought wrong. The problem wasn't really defense. It's the lack of defensive cover in midfield, which made the defense get more hits. Van Dijk had to face more 1v1 than he's used to. Yep. Okay. Combined 11. Guys, we go with 43.
Yeah.
Okay. Trudy, it's been a while you talk, so I'll let you start with keeper. Who's your goalkeeper?
Raya,
EPL.
without any question.
Who?
Raya.
Raya, yeah. I
There's
guess
no
nobody
conversation.
anybody argues. I agree. You're serious? We agree, Raya.
Yeah, I agree, Ryan.
Okay. Obi, you get to choose who's your first center back.
First not back. Saliba.
I have to just do it. Who are the two center backs? Because you know where this is going.
Saliba and Gabriel.
Does anybody disagree?
I don't fully agree with Saliba, but it's also I'm also not mad. I'm not losing sleep over having him there either. But
Okay.
I don't fully agree with Saliba. Gabriel 100%, not Saliba. completely,
Interesting. If I was going to say something, I'd be the other way around. But it's okay. I get it. I think Saliba he's the one that I think is a great
No,
center back. I think Gabriel is.
but Gabriel carried that team in times when they had no business in winning some games. But Gabriel, I think, carried the team more than anything as a leader. But Saliba, I won't lose sleep over it either. Yeah, I'm also fine with it. Yeah.
Because of time. Serious. Who's your left back?
For my left back, I was gonna go with Nico Riley.
Mhm.
I really do fancy how the kid, because he's very young, came on very strong, but at the same time, same team. I don't know. I'm torn between him and Badio, and so I'll leave it for the audience to choose. But I think it's one of those two. Because I thought the City really came up with those two players. I would have been either one of those. I'll choose one of those guys.
I'm fine with Nico Riley.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Arsenal left backs, but I feel like Nico Riley is Calafiori that is fit. So I'd rather have Nico Riley.
Fair enough. And it's also way more physical than California, right?
Yeah, but they are that similar kind of player that they are more effective offensively sometimes. But I mean, one is fit, one is not fit. So I have to go with the one that is fit.
Fair enough. Everybody agrees with that, right? Judy, you agree with that?
Yeah, Nico Riley. Yeah, without a question.
Okay. I get to choose the right back. This one's going to surprise people. My right back is the Coyote guy from Brentford. That's what I'm going with.
I like him. Every time I bring him up in Arsenal forums as backup to Timber, they always shut me down. They always shut me down because they say, technically it might not be that, but I like him. I feel like for someone like Arsenal, that would be throwing added to our set pieces. Woo! I think it would be a good addition for us. But I wouldn't say it was the best right back. I don't know. I feel Timber was still better than him, but Timber did not play the last 2 months, so that might count against him.
And that was the reason why I didn't go with Timber. But
while he was playing, I feel it was the best right back. I mean, the other person I think quality-wise that might be better than Timber is Rich James, but that one is hardly ever plays, so I can't choose him. So I would have gone with Timber normally. I like Timber.
Anybody else?
They're always Liverpool not fit all the time too.
I mean, what about Soboslai?
No.
We're not going to put his right back.
No, please, no.
He was feeling it. He's not right back. Judy, what do you want? Who do you want, Timber or Coyote?
No, Coyote makes it.
This season. I would have gone with Timber just because it was hurt.
Consistency. Yeah, I'm not mad at that decision. I won't lose sleep over that. That's fine. I think
any of them, or you choose, but choose somebody. Choose somebody. You have to choose. Because they vote now. Obi wants Timber, I want Coyote, so you choose.
I think Timber's a better player, but
I agree. But a better season, for EPL team.
Better season consistency. I'll give it to. Coyote. Coyote was 100% consistent every time. Like even Timber having some amazing games, but I also saw games where Timber was just shitting in the church. I saw that this season too, where he had bad game. But Coyote was literally just he just stayed in there. And so in terms of consistency, probably Kayode makes it.
You're serious?
I,
You had it. You had it
I
decided.
concur.
Okay, Kayode.
Yeah, I'll go with
Okay,
that.
we'll put Kayode. Okay. We go to the midfield now. Since we are playing 4-3-3, who's your first central midfielder? Chudi, I think, right? Yes, Chudi. Back to you, Chudi. You choose.
Very on. It's a 4-3-3.
Yeah, central midfielder.
So central
Remember, central,
midfielder.
not attacking midfielder. I know where you're going. Central midfielder.
Kase gets it from me off.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Ovi,
Yeah.
do you agree? Casemiro for his first central midfielder.
Okay. I mean, it depends. In 4-3-3, so
He's a
have
sitting midfielder.
I have two that I'm confirmed with. So of the three, so
Okay.
I have Bruno and Rice. The last one is one I'm thinking about.
No, we're looking at the sitting midfielder now.
Rice can be sitting. Yeah, just depends. Like I said, so me, I'm looking at that as a 3-man unit, right? So you got.
Okay.
Look, Casemiro towards the end of the season, phenomenal. But remember, this is the whole season thing we're talking about.
That's
I
a good
saw
point,
Grandpa.
actually.
I saw Grandpa struggling, like the first 12, 15 games of the season. The man was like a waterlogged corpse out there. He was basically like United was playing with 10 men. Somehow, that Turkish delight hit, that fountain of youth that him and Mo Salah have been sharing, passing back and forth, somehow hit him towards the end part of the season. All credit to him, but I can't go with that one. I would look at Rice. I agree with Rice. I will take Rice.
But this is a sitting midfielder. Again.
Rice can sit. Rice
can do a sit. Rice can
how many games do you think Rice was sitting this season?
He finished the season sitting.
I'm sorry?
He finished the season, the last 1 or 2 months. He finished the sitting.
Yes,
you guys played a two-man midfield, and Rice was playing box to box.
No. When they brought in Miles Lewis Kelly, Rice became the one sitting.
Sitting, yes. Because the more they took out
the
made the out of the paradigm.
And brought in Miles Lewis Kelly.
Okay. Wrong with it.
Yes,
we have to overrule that one. Even though I love my cast, I love him too. But to be fair, he was like somebody pointed out. It was when Carey came in and he had more protection with Mino there that he looked better as a midfielder.
I think I broke out earlier, but my 3 for midfield will be Bruno, Rice, and Szoboszlai.
That I have no complaints with that one. Bruno, I may find it distasteful that he went for that, assist record. That's neither here nor there. Playing wise, he actually deserves all the accolades he's getting this season. I'm actually not that mad he got, player of the season. Because if you look at consistency from game 1 to game 38, that man played his heart out for United. He actually played for the badge and the shirt. And even though the team was looking terrible, the latter stages of Amorim, his style never switched up. I don't like the way the man his get down. I don't like the fact that he throws temper tantrums on the pitch. That is just disgusting to me. And he lets it all in his face. But that's stylistic. But for the purposes of this, he deserves to be the best 11 for this season.
Okay. Are you fine with Chudi? So what's Bruno, Rice? So we just move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it, but I just also want to correct one last thing, just for technicality's sake.
Yeah.
Amorim left in January, meaning that Casemiro also had 18 games that he played. Also, in terms of his form, when he started turning, was around that December time frame again. So technically, he literally was more than half the season, where he started his consistency and form. Just wanted to throw that out there, but I'm not using that to sell any story. But I just wanted to make sure we got that information right first of all. But anyway, so carry on.
Yeah, Szoboszlai. I can see why Szoboszlai is there because he was the one that played for Liverpool.
100%. I still agree.
I honestly thought I would have picked Elliot Anderson, but yeah, I get it.
I would give him honorable mention. Elliot Anderson had a very good season. Honorable mention. But I would take Szoboszlai over him. 10 out of 10 times for this season, the way that he played in the league.
Okay. I think Obi, you get to pick your right winger. You get to pick your right winger. Who's your right winger for this?
I was thinking about that. I can't think of any good right winger.
That's a very obvious one right there. Very
It's
obvious one.
straightforward name.
Huh?
Yes, an
It's
obvious one.
straightforward name. Yeah.
That you're
Obvious
forgetting.
one.
Very obvious one. Yeah, scored a lot of goals for 2 clubs. I'll give you the hint. He played for 2 clubs in one season. That's the obvious one.
Semenyo.
Yeah.
Oh, but that is not really okay. I guess you can say Semenyo.
That's what he played. Yeah, that's what he played for him. Bournemouth.
Yeah, I was thinking of him. I was thinking of him on the right, but Semenyo
17 goals. Yeah.
I'm fine with Semenyo.
You're fine with Semenyo. Everybody's fine with Semenyo.
Oh yeah.
Semenyo has to be one of the. I'll say Semenyo and Semenyo maybe Doku.
Just wait. Let's Osiris click. Osiris pick. Your left winger. Osiris, your left winger.
I mean,
we'll discuss it.
I don't want to go with Doku because Doku to me was not consistent. Like
absolutely, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't that deep.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Just because my brother just mentioned Doku.
Sorry, I have a name when you finish. Sorry.
This one may come out as like left field because statistically you're going to be like, he didn't really do that much. They got relegated, all those things. But Somerville, for me, he was like really, really tasty player that I can see that he is coming up. You know, he may more be an honorable mention, but I'm going to throw him out there now.
Honorable mention.
He's an honorable mention, but I want to throw him out there for just discussion's sake. I think that the way that he played, like, because West Ham had some pieces that I will discuss this a little bit later on in the latter part of the show that makes no sense to me. That I think Somerville is one of those players, and I think that's why he's going to the World Cup over some place that people are saying like, "Oh, why is this guy going?" So I'm throwing his name out there just for discussion's sake. I'm not going to hold on to it, but I'll throw it out there.
Who does he play for? Who does Somerville play for?
Somerville, West Ham.
No, what country? Sorry, what country?
Netherlands. He's Dutch.
I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. That's cool. That's very cool. Who was the name of the throughout the OB? They had a name for left winger.
I wanted my white players to be Semenyo and Morgan Rogers.
Oh no. Oof.
Morgan, I feel like
if I forget somebody, there's somebody. Okay. I forget somebody.
I have an honorable mention.
Cool.
My guy, what's his name? I think Krupi has to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about Krupi? It has to be
Krupi has to be in there.
Can you put Krupi ahead of Morgan Rogers?
100%.
He's got 13 goals.
100%.
No.
It's not a discussion.
Again, no. My brother in Christ. Look, it's not my bias coming out because there's a reason I didn't say Rogers. There's a specific reason I didn't say Rogers because statistically, like his numbers wise, it's not going to come out there. But if you look at the minutes he played and the role that he played for Villa, the man almost played almost every minute of every game in the league.
He was like the best player for Villa this season.
He was the key. I wouldn't say he's the best player, but he was the key part to how
for
he
Villa.
played.
Who's better than him in Villa?
Oh, Villa, please. It's what's his name? Boubacar Kamara. But Kamara got injured in January. Kamara.
And Rogers?
Boubacar Kamara was a defensive start. Everything hinged on Kamara. When Kamara went down, it's when our decline started. When the Villa started that whole decline. You can pinpoint that Spurs game. We won the game with Spurs. Spurs injures him, I think, was it for the FA Cup. He goes down, and after that, Villa goes through this disgusting run where we can't even get the ball into the opponent's half. But Rodgers was key in this sense, is that the attacking half, he was everything he did was creative.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an Aston fan. I want Aston to buy Rodgers and Krupi. I'm not so. There's no bias coming from me.
But
I'm just
my
saying,
point being that Trudy and Ayo making it seem that Krupi like is leagues ahead of him. No. I think Rodgers might be a tad ahead of Krupi. Krupi's a great player and he's going to go far and do great things. But to say that he's way better than Rodgers this season,
no.
I can't accept that. I can't accept that one.
I'll say one thing is that in terms of this season, consistency. Again, Villa had their thing like my man alluded to, like they had moments where they slow down and things like that. I wouldn't point any standout player. Morgs had his run where he had a good towards the tail end of the season. He had a good run. McGinn even had a good run where he was actually played. Then Buendia, when he came out from nowhere and he started having a run. The select people that just started doing their thing for Villa, but to point Morgs' season overall consistency compared to Krupi, no, I can't do it in good conscience.
That's what I'm saying. The Krupi's numbers, like he had more goals. I think he had like 4 goals to like 11.
For me, if you know me, like if you know me, if you ask Ayo, I don't like stats. I hate the stats. I feel like there's hardly ever context behind stats. That's why I
Yeah.
hate, and I feel a lot of people use it blindly without putting context. But I'm looking in terms of consistency. What have you been doing every single game? And Krupi, like, it's not for me. It's not even a. I don't even like. Even it's not quite a conversation in terms of consistency, game in game out for that 38. I think Krupi heads it, but Monks had a decent season. And again, I'm setting the benchmark a little high because compared to what he did the prior season to this, he definitely did. It was definitely a deterioration compared to what's how Monks was playing last season compared to how he showed up this year. It's not. It wasn't. It definitely wasn't the same benchmark, and that's
So
how I'm looking at
Yeah,
it.
but
this is why I push. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Uvi. Go ahead.
sorry, I think this year why you're saying that is because Morgan Rogers was pretty much the only Villa player that was playing every match.
Exactly.
Like whenever they were
Exactly.
resting players, they would rest Watkins sometimes. They never rested Rogers.
Never.
He
He
was
played
playing
37 games
every
straight.
game. So it gives me the same Zubimendi vibe. Zubimendi was playing so well, but it got to a point where physically he couldn't cope anymore. So his value dropped. And that's why I feel like there was a time Villa dropped and Morgan Rogers dropped. That was because he was playing every single game, every time. That's what I think. Like I said, his numbers, I know GA, he had 125. I mean, I'm not saying he's all-star, but I'm saying that day he was playing in Europe, he was banging it. Krupi is more of a goal scorer, right? He's technical and fast, quick, and a very good goal scorer. Fine. But I find it hard for me to say Krupi number one. I think half of the game he played, he was coming from the bench. Like Bagaras is the best player in Aston Villa, in my opinion. That's the way I see it.
So, and just to back up Uvi's point here for a second, Krupi was an attack. Like, look, I get it, wingers and all those things, but Krupi was more focused on scoring goals and banging in goals. Krupi was not a playmaker in the traditional sense.
No, he wasn't. He had 0 assists.
Yes,
I didn't even know that part.
0
Yeah,
assists.
Rogers
goals,
was
10
consistently
goals.
looking to get other people involved, and
Correct. He had 6 assists.
he was a creative player. And just to go back to Trudy's point, I don't even want to bring in the assist parts. And
Yeah, we have to. It's important. Production is important.
Of course,
It
but
is.
but the thing is with Rogers is the fact that even when he couldn't get even when his shot was gone, every time he was looking to take people on, draw the players in, and then get other people a chance to set him up. Now, much as I love Watkins, this is not a shot on him. Rogers would have had more assists if he had people converting some of the chances he was passing up because he was looking to be that kind of player. And that's why I would pick him over Krupi. And
we concede. I concede. You've
You know,
convinced me.
so-
Convinced me. I think we'll put Rogers there. Then I looked at stats too, Judy.
Mhm.
You know he hates
How?
stats, but I love stats because I believe in production. This is why I believe in
Roll
production
with
because
it.
I always say this because this is why I say this, right? It's a United thing more in my group chat. It's like everybody in my United fans, like a lot of United fans have this beef with Rashford. And it's like everybody's better than Rashford. Someone just put that on Twitter. And I agree with that. Everybody's better than Rashford until it's time for them to be better than Rashford. When you ever always look at their numbers, they will pull this left winger. I said, guys, I've looked at their number. At the time, it was Rafael Leao. I've looked at Rafael Leao's numbers. Horrible. This person, I've looked at the person's numbers. So I believe in that. And Rogers had 16 goal contributions, which is higher than Krupi. He had 10 goals, 6 assists. So I concede. I'll give Rogers. So Rogers are left wing. I get to pick the striker. This is why people might say our fans will hate this.
I feel like you're about to annoy somebody.
Yes.
I can feel it
Well,
in
not
my
really,
system.
because
Like I really
not
feel like
really,
you're
not
about to
really.
annoy somebody.
Are you picking the Glock?
Never.
He wants to go. He just wants to do something different.
I'm not going to do something different.
You sound like you're about to annoy
The
me.
only
But
two
carry
options.
on.
I think the only two options was.
I know it was on different, but I think if people know I'm going, it's Igor Thiago. I just want
Yeah, the only two options, either Thiago or Haaland. That's what.
I have to go to get Thiago just because you have to look at what is behind him, the production. Brentford, Haaland was terrible from January, guys. Trudy, you always say like look at stats, right? Just from what we watched from January to the season, look, Haaland just went down. We saw that he only showed up. Was it against the Arsenal game? He scored that goal, and maybe the game after that. But for so many games, he went quiet. For so long, he went quiet. And this is more about, I know he finished high goal scorer. This is more about the standard we expect from him versus what really happened. So that's why I have to go to Igor Thiago because, we didn't see this coming. This guy had the ACL last season. He was out all of last season. So I have to give it to him, in my opinion. Does anybody disagree? I know Chidi maybe slightly disagrees, but
I like that.
I'm fine with
I like
Thiago.
Thiago.
I think Thiago's. Okay, so our team of season is Raya, Saliba, Gabriel. I think we went to Timber, right? We went to Timber. That's what we did. We did Timber, right?
I think you guys chose Kyle. Only me went.
Okay,
It just got
okay,
yeah.
okay. So Coyote, O'Reilly, and it was Bruno, Soboslai, and Rice, Thiago, Semenyo, and Rogers. Good. I think this person said his. Dio says Raya, Timber, Gabriel. Yeah, he. Okay, that's left field. O'Reilly, Anderson, Rice, Bruno, fair. Semenyo, Haaland, Rogers. Yeah, fair. Okay, we move on quickly. This one, let's keep this segment very quick. We're already at an hour 15. Breakout player of the season, also called the one player you didn't see coming. Who wants to go first?
I'll quickly go. Again, I want to shout out Somerville. I really think he's going to be a nice player coming down the season. Just the stats won't back it up, but if you saw him play, because they had such terrible production, it won't look at that. But the player that everyone should be talking about is the kid Krupi. I think this is the second season, and Bournemouth is going to sell him for disgusting amount. If not, they're going to go over. It's going to go over 80 million, if not 100 million. The kid is so nice. Oh, I mean, I don't think they'll sell him this upcoming season because look, they've already sold too many people. They can't keep this. If they're going to go to Europe, they have to at least keep him.
They bought him up League 2, by the way. League 2.
They have such a
League 2.
That's what I'm saying. The fact that they've got such an amazing scouting department, the fact that they can find such talent,
They do.
But to me, the big thing for me though is that kid, he already has the attacking part. I want him to figure out how to be a fully creative player, how to really get other people in, because he's too young for me to be a striker. He's also not built like that. And so I think if whoever comes as the next coach, if he can mold him that kid is going to be something special.
His ball striking is ridiculous. Okay, I agree. Ovi, who's yours? The one player nobody saw coming.
I mean, yeah. I like Krupi. I hope Arsenal buy him. I hope they buy Rogers too. But
why not throw in Yamal? You should have thrown in Yamal. You say you hope you buy Yamal too.
I'm reasonable. But I think, yeah, like you said, I was just super impressed by Thiago, because I remember when they bought him. I think it was to replace the guy that went to Saudi. What was his name? Ivan Tony. And I was like, who is this guy? Okay. And next thing he was injured. So I was like, oh, okay. That's bad. But he's just gone on this season and I had him for some reason. I had him in fantasy from the very first week. So I got to enjoy that a bit. But yeah, I was very impressed with him this season. I was very impressed with him.
Okay. Judy, who's your breakout player?
Just to mention a serious comment on Somerville. I think I put it in a comment like, bro, Manchester United needs to go for that guy quickly as swiftly as possible. On that left side, on this whole focus on center midfielders, we need to get that man quickly. I'll keep saying that. But anyways, I just wanted to park that too, and I hardly agree with you as well, though. Just a little bit different, because I mean, Rupi was the person for me, and I a little bit disagree with the whole Sarah's comment on like he can't be a striker. You need to actually see what Kun Aguero looked like when he first started as a young man in Athletic, and you would understand what this boy is capable of, how dangerous this kid could be. But anyways, that's a different subject altogether. Another person that I think stood out for me that was making noise, but the consistency level wasn't as hard as Groupies, but was that other Brazilian kid that they brought in, Ryan from.
Yes.
I don't know how Bournemouth finds these people, but that was a
witchcraft.
Proper witchcraft. I don't get it, but like that's a proper player. That's another proper player.
Size. I like the guy's size.
Yes.
And for that to be that young and to be that size already,
he's 19.
Yeah. Disgusting. Disgusting.
You guys are taking my two. I wrote down to Kupi or Ryan. You guys are taking, so I don't have any other one. Comments. I disagree with Thiago. He scored 8 penalties, misses too much at his average. Cool, that's your opinion, no problem there. Which says Ryan, yep, rep. O'Reilly, he dumped Aitnari on the bench. Okay, that's your breakout player. Fair enough. That's true. I could have put O'Reilly there. Yeah, I didn't see that
O'Reilly
coming.
too, yeah.
O'Reilly. Yes, that's mine. I'll use that. Is Cooper even a starter? He started
He started now. He wasn't the starter, I think, when Semenyo was there. But once Semenyo left, he became a starter.
Yes. He started like the second half of the seasons when he
Yeah,
started.
yeah. That's when
he
he
was,
was
he was mostly coming off the bench,
Yeah.
playing.
They have a solid scouting team. Yep, they do. Bournemouth, Brighton, and Brentford. Oliver Twist. That's why I'm very wary of managers who come from those clubs. And not because I think the managers are frauds. I do think that I just say that those who are helped by solid recruitment, profiling. And if they walk into a club who does not have as good profiling, it can blow up. We've seen it so many times. We saw it with
Thomas Frank,
the guy that just Thomas Frank. We saw it with Potter. We've seen this so many times. We've seen it so many times. But to be fair to Liverpool, at least until this season, their scouting has been ridiculously good too, up until this past summer. So I'll give that to them. Okay, moving on. I think biggest disappointment. I'll start with this one. I think it's very simple. It's Chelsea. They spent so much money. They did not need. I felt like they made signings and they got worse in some areas, especially in their wingers. They were better last season. You said
they're still signing. They're still signing more players. Yeah, they're still signing.
Okay. So I think it's Chelsea. I think their whole player trading model, Brighton 2.0 that they wanted to do, because their private equity. I called it early on. It's one of my biggest shouts. I pat myself on the back when people were putting Chelsea top four. Somebody said challenge for the league. I said, please, Chelsea. I told people to not be surprised if they fall out of top four. I said this last beginning of the season. Because that player trading model, I think, is just ridiculous. It makes no sense. They didn't need to do all these huge numbers at once. They could have done it slowly. They had the money to do slowly, like what Liverpool, Arsenal have done, and build and have like a direction of where they wanted to go, what they want to be. Instead, they just thought, if we just get young players, that's what we're doing. Let's just get young players and let somebody figure it out. So, yeah, I think it's Chelsea. That's fine. Who wants to go next?
I can go.
Okay.
For me, it was sadly it was West Ham. Like, I don't know why with the squad that they had, and there was some bright spots there in terms of the players like Somerville, and for me personally, the what's his name? I don't know if he's Turkish or something. That their striker. I personally don't think they had any business being relegated. I don't think Nuno did enough of a job to keep his players together and keep them motivated, which was a lot of things just missing. And I don't think they should have been. I don't think they did enough. That was shocking to me more than anything. So that's it.
Okay. Ovi or Serious, who wants to go next? Who's your biggest disappointment?
I think for me, I know that there are extenuating circumstances, but I would just say Liverpool. I don't know if you're on the pod when I came beginning of season. We did the preseason pod, and I was the only one in that. We were like 4 or 5 of us that day, and I was the only one who said Arsenal to win the league. Everybody else said Liverpool.
I was on that one.
Huh?
I was on the one. I was on that pod.
Okay.
Yeah, you said.
So I'm just saying the expectation was so high. They spent the money. And the way they just collapsed, I remember they won their first 5 games of the season, and everybody was like, they're champions, these are champions, do it, and all that kind of stuff. But the way they just collapsed, I mean, I have not seen that before. Not from that kind of team. So I don't know. It has to be them. I mean, the other option was, I don't want to take on that person's spot, but the other option was for Spurs. But I just felt Liverpool, I honestly thought for us to win the league, they would have had to have injuries and it would be still close and we'll just make it over them or something. I didn't expect them to just fall away the way they fell away.
Collapse.
Yeah. So that's with Liverpool for me.
Okay. Serious.
For me, it wouldn't be me if I came on the pod and I didn't make this reference. But my biggest disappointment the fact that whatever witches and wizards in my native village that are cursing me still, that Nicholas Jackson still has a contract and he's coming back to the EPL next season. I don't know what I've done. Like I went to church today. I prayed. I looked to the living God that I serve, and I asked him, Lord, why? Why is this fraud coming back? But
He has a
that is not,
Bundesliga title. He has a Bundesliga title.
you know what? I'm going to increase my tithes. Thank you. That like, I'm going to go to church 3 times a week now, and I'm going to increase. I'm going to do more outreach and work, to get better with God.
That's not what I said. Though. I said he has a Bundesliga title.
My friend, he's still a fraud. He cannot understand that. But my actual disappointment would be, I would say someone like Spurs, because I think we've also, West Ham, we've talked about Chelsea, we talked about Liverpool, but I think Spurs have been coasting off the last couple of seasons. People have been making excuses for them, but their recruitment has been piss poor for the last 2 to 3 seasons. They're not getting parts that make sense. On top of it, they've been spending amounts of money that makes 0 sense. And yes, they won the UEFA last year. Good for them. As current champions ourselves, great crowd to be in. But to have the level of spending, that ability, the money they can spend, and to spend it that poorly, and yet everyone's like, oh, well, it's Spurs. It doesn't really matter. It's at some point, people have got to be like, no. And I get it. Their fans will be like, what are you talking about? We call them out all the time. I'm not talking about that segment. I'm talking about the rest of us as, spectators watching this thing. We got to hold these people accountable, because we can't hold the Liverpools, the Man U's of the world accountable, and then we just laugh at Spurs because they're just a clown franchise. That it really does dilute the quality of the league if a team like that is making that much money and they're putting such a piss poor product out there. I think long term it makes the league look bad.
I agree. Like twice they finished 17 back to back, and they are in the top 10 for revenue in the whole of Europe. First, the top 10 in the whole of Europe. That's ridiculous. Like I feel like the whole board should go for that. That's like a 5 or something.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, everybody should be fired. Everybody has to go clean out.
They should take Nicholas Jackson with them, and they should all be gone.
Okay, quick comments. Henry says "fafo." I don't know what that means. Please tell me. I don't know the slangs. I'm not.
F around and find out.
Oh, F around and find out. Okay. See, I'm a Niger boy. All this Yankee slang is not my first time. I'm a Niger boy. I don't know these things. Please. Mitch Bella says we've seen it so many times. That's true. I think she's talking about what I said about managers not scaling up. Henry says, I like what I see at Chelsea until further notice. It's a match made in heaven. Jonas said changing tactics was the turning point for Liverpool. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. Best moment of the season. That's where we're going to wrap it up. Ovi, tell me your best moment. Obviously, but just tell me what your best moment. Wait, that's a moment though. A moment.
When the referee blew the final whistle in Bournemouth versus Man City.
Okay. Fair enough.
The amount of relief I felt reminded me of the relief I felt when I finished my masters. So light. I felt I could do anything. I felt just like this is it. I'm done. And that's just it. It was just the weight was too much, and that's just me, an average common fan. I can imagine how the players were feeling in that moment. So I'm happy for them. Hopefully, it's the start of other things. That was it for me. It was just indescribable. It was just joyous. I got phone calls from people I've not spoken to in years. It was just one of those days and that was just me in my house in Houston. I wish I could have made it to London and enjoyed it too.
Okay, fair enough. Now, you totally deserve it. If there's any Arsenal fans out of all the fans, we've known each other over the years through the podcast, I'll say Ovi does. Ovi has been level-headed, just because a lot of Arsenal fans who I thought were level-headed, this last 1 week has shown me that they were pretending all this while. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going to name names because I still want them to come on the podcast. I'm not going to name names, but some of them have been, wow. This last 1 week in my DM, I'm like, guys, I am the most neutral of United fans who have not done anything to you guys. And I'm getting memes after meme every day consistently. And the one day I took a shot at them, I took a shot at them yesterday. Of course, why would I take a shot? Say, hey, you never sing that. You know what the response I got? Someone to be your mom. I'm like, whoa. I'm telling you. I'm like, okay. I won't name names. If he sees it, he knows who he is. But he's still a friend of the pod. I just like, okay, he's emotional. I just let it go. People take football too personal. So a lot of Arsenal fans are just like, okay. People sending me like, oh, Fergie was cheating all these years. I've been getting different type of DMs. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, look at you, Mr. Big Star. Okay. So yeah, serious. What's your moment of the season?
I think we all know. My background alone should tell you.
He tells us.
I remember I was, let's see, 96. I don't think I'd even turned, I think I was still 12 at the time. I hadn't turned 13 yet. When we won the Coca-Cola Cup, which is now the Carabao Cup. I remember how happy I was thinking that, there are going to be more trophies. I am now going on 43. This is like, I saw them win 2 cups, the League Cups twice in 93 and then 96. This is the first time in 30 years that I've seen them win another one. I mean, I think, with Unai, we're going to win a little bit more. But I was at work. Because I knew if I came home, I couldn't be by myself. I needed to be somewhere that if the game went wrong, at least I wouldn't be able to act a fool or do something crazy. And if the game went too well, I don't want to start, acting crazy. So I stayed at work. People left me alone because I had my headphones on. I'm watching the thing. And after they blow the final whistle and I'm getting all like emotional, like just fist pumping all this other stuff. And we're mid-level, I joke that we're a big club, but realistically we're a mid-sized club with a lot of history, a lot of all these things. And so, we've come far and I want us to become an actual big club, consistently challenging for top 6. But this to me showed that Unai Emery really is a world-class manager. And Arsenal fans, I get it. You have that history, but the man does deserve his roses. And I'm so happy that we got him. And whatever may happen in the future, it may end up horribly. But for that one moment, I applaud him, and I applaud all those players that were there, the men on the bench, men on the field, the subs, even the guys that I know that all our fans were consistently complaining about, someone like Leon Bailey, Emi Buendia. For a long time, a lot of fans would not rate him. Ollie Watkins, all those men. I applaud them, and I thank them so much for that one moment they gave me. For the rest of my life, I'm thankful for them. And that was the best moment for me this season.
Okay. Appreciate it. Good job. Judy.
Well, first of all, Sancho, what's the situation? He's leaving, Abby. Like,
His name is
That is
his contract
okay.
has.
I
his
think
contract
y'all canceled his contract.
these are the things that give
We
me
didn't
blood
cancel it,
pressure.
he
So I
ran
just
it
want
out.
to make sure.
We
Okay,
didn't
thank
cancel it. He
God.
ran out contract.
Aye.
He
Yes,
ran out.
Okay,
he's
just
a
making
five
sure.
freedom fighter. The freedom fighter has gotten his freedom. So
Freedom
Oh,
fighter.
thank God. Okay. No
This guy.
moment comes to mind, but like the one that just I think that stands out more than anything is probably, well, look at just the moment was probably what's that young kid? Is it Doman or for Arsenal?
Alman. Max
When he
Dalman.
scored that his goal, the counter attack against Everton, I believe, and just
Max Dalman.
tuck that in and stuff like that. I'll give Arsenal the moment, man. That was a heck of a moment for them more than
Okay.
anything, and that kid too. So,
You're such a
That
good
was
guy.
when I knew we were going to win the league for sure.
of course,
That one. Okay.
sure.
So I'm going to be, this is where my hater rate is going to come out. I said that normally I'm not. I'm the same because
Are you serious?
that penalty. I saw something that it's not me. I just saw it in my memes. Like they said, he thought he was trying to win a corner kick. That's why he played it like that. I'm joking. I'm not that mean. I'm joking.
Oh,
My dad, Ovi knows that my dad's an Arsenal fan. I'm joking. I watched it with him yesterday, so I'm joking. My actual moment of the season is also a hated moment, but it's personal to be United, right? I remember waking up January 1st, maybe 2nd, checking my phone and saw that Ruben Amorim has been fired. Oh, I was so I've never felt so much joy. I was like, because I thought this guy was legit going to stay because it looked like him on the board. We're like, fine, they were fine with it because we're not terrible, right? People forget this. We're maybe to our game, some of you were terrible to the eye, I agree, but we're sixth. He was selling us that dream. We're like, oh, we might make top 4. We're sixth. We were sixth. This is what we're doing: sixth, seventh, sixth, seventh. That's what we're doing consistently. There'll be opportunity to break it top 4, we will lose or withdraw. Opportunity to come up, we will lose or withdraw. When it looks like his neck was on chopping block, they win. That's what we kept doing consistently. And I was like, this guy's going to stay in our season, and we're not going to make Champions League. And I kept telling people why it was very important for us to make Champions League. It's because I pay attention to finances. Our revenues were going down. And I was like, guys, we need Champions League football. We cannot continue this. Oh, we're just not a Champions League team anymore. We need it so importantly. So fine, but Amorim, him having that head loss, saying they had me as a manager and like shooting himself in the foot and doing that thing was the happiest moment of my life. Because I knew there was going to be a reaction when we changed managers. I knew that there was going to be a reaction, especially when they got Carrick. I knew there was going to be a reaction. Like the players we want to show that man, F this guy. I knew there was going to be a reaction. So that for me was my best moment. That guy getting fired, I was so happy. Just because I called it from a long time ago. Chidi knows, we talk about it on the phone, that this guy is a big fraud. I've worked with so many people like this. People who make so many grand gestures to hide their flaws. I've seen them many times. When I saw him coming, making so many grand gestures, this is the worst team ever, just making all these grand gestures, like, this guy's a fraud, man. I know people like this. I've worked with like this a lot. Guys, he's a fraud. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's hiding behind that by just making all these grand gestures. So everybody keeps focusing on the grand gesture, not seeing that he's mocking up the place. So yeah.
The Portuguese Nicholas Jackson, if you will.
Yes, we can call him that. We've come to the end. This has been a long one. EJ is going to be mad, but hey, EJ, hey, this is the end of the European season. Next week, I guess we'll begin our World Cup content next week. Sorry, I said next season. Next week will be our World Cup content. So this has been fun. So serious. It's good to have you again.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me. And just real quickly, for all the World Cup fans out there, do not trust any Anglophone West African countries in the World Cup. They are legitimate frauds. They will break your heart. So Anglophone West African countries will break your heart. Frauds, all of them. Thank you.
My Ghanaian brothers, see, they say you are fraud. My Ghanaian brothers.
Oh, shit.
Judy, thanks for coming on. This has been a long one.
Pleasure, man.
All right. For everybody else, we are out. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Take care.
You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. Your eyes go see.